So this is part two of the two pauses that I've had in my life that have been transformative. So if you haven't watched video one, go back and watch video one and then come back and watch this video. The second pause that I have received in my life that has truly changed the game for me was in 2020 when the pandemic hit. And I had turned 40 in March of 2020, right when the pandemic hit. And in that season of my life, I could not understand this ongoing nag that I was feeling that was so intense in my body. And I could not shake it. And I was like, something feels off. I'm not quite sure what it is. At this point, one of my friends had asked me the question, do you want to be married? I had got so offended by that question because I'm like, absolutely. What do you mean? And only to follow up and say to her, no, I don't want to be married anymore. I would then read the book Untamed by Glennon Doyle, my absolute favorite book, and that cracked me open in so many ways. Best book of my life, changed my life, right? And then after I read that book in June of 2020, I decided to go see a new therapist because I was in a lot of pain internally, like emotionally, mentally, like I can't really describe it. I mean, I can describe it, but I don't want to take up too much time here. But anywho, and so when I went to the therapist, I was like, yeah, I've been feeling off. I turned 40. I'm not quite sure what's going on. And I was telling her about the book and the conversation. And she said, based on everything that you're telling me, it sounds like you don't want to be married anymore and you just want to be free. And I'm like, yeah. I said, you're right. That day, my now ex-husband would come home from work and I would tell him that I no longer wanted to be married. And it was one of the hardest conversations that I've ever had to have, but it was necessary because this pause, I didn't want to go back into this new normal and go back to falling asleep to my life and knowing that because I had this moment to slow down because we couldn't go outside, we were really confined to our homes in many ways. I didn't want to miss this moment. And these two significant pauses in my life has gotten me to a place of freedom that I had dreamed of, that I didn't know was within my reach, but I definitely desired it. And I'm so grateful that when life was lifing and, being permanently laid off, that wasn't easy at all. Deciding to leave my marriage and uproot my family wasn't easy, but those pauses led me to freedom. And there's nothing that I regret about either or, even with all of the challenges. And so I just wanted to share that maybe in this season you're going through a pause. And will you take advantage of it? Let me know how this resonated with you in the comments and don't forget to share it.